What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to Redemption with Jaden. Today we're going to be looking at the deck that I used in the October online tournament. Yes, I just have to look at my calendar to remember what month it was. October. Maybe you didn't see that. Um, it was last Saturday, in reference to when this video is coming out, and there were four of us, but it was still a lot of fun. It was me, my brother Justin, my brother-in-law John, early, and Brandon from Indiana. It was kind of cool to get to meet him and play with him. He's kind of newer to the game. He started with Andy F on Discord, kind of learning with him, and yeah, he's been in a few of the online tournaments, as you've probably seen. I think I have a game up. Yeah, he was the Your Turn Games contender deck from the June online tournament. I posted the game that I played with Andy from there. So yeah, that was a cool one to check out. But yeah, Brandon, definitely a fun guy, getting the hang of the game, and it was cool to be able to play with him. But this deck is going to be the focus of this game, this video, I guess, in which I played a game against Jay Chambers. He used a flood deck that was geared towards, it's a rotation game, but he kind of geared it towards the new reserve rule, which, announcement time, I guess. The reserve rule is going to be going into effect on the 1st of November of this year. So any tournaments or events held after that point will have that rule, which is basically that no players can remove cards from any reserve for the entire first round of the game. So your first turn, your opponent's first turn, neither of you can remove any cards from your own reserve, your opponent's reserve, or nothing like that. You can't remove cards. You can look at reserves, you can put cards into reserves, but you can't remove anything. So yeah, that's a rule that we've kind of tried on this channel for, I think, the last couple weeks here. And so this week, since the online tournament, we did not use that rule because it was not official at that time, and since this is the deck that I used in the online tournament, we're going to be not using that rule for this game. This will probably be the last video in which that's the case, because now it's something new and we're going to, got to try it out, show it off, see how it goes. So in this game, we did not use the reserve rule, but Jay, he had still built this deck to kind of see how it would work with the new reserve rule, so he kind of geared like his Lost Souls towards that way, and the building of his reserve, just so that it could still be as consistent as he wanted it to be in, just in the deck, where you're finding the cards you need by having access to them in your deck. I think it worked out pretty well for him, or I mean, he got a pretty nice opening draw, and was able to get to the pieces he needed. So we'll definitely see that in the game right away here. So not spoiling it too much, because it's right at the beginning of the game. But yeah, it'll be kind of cool to see how the impact of that is in multiple games. See if it's consistent with the flood deck that he was running. And it'll also be interesting to see if running that set of Lost Souls that doesn't run Remnant, doesn't run Exiles, but kind of has a few other, or relies on some of the other kind of more aggro Lost Souls, I guess, or set up value Lost Souls, where you're getting deeper with like Prosperity and Lawless, and seeing if that package does a little bit better than the Exiles and Remnant package that has been so aggressively used to get reserve pieces out. This deck was kind of built in a way where it wouldn't be hindered too much, I don't think, by the reserve rule. I mean, it definitely wants to, if I do get Remnant first turn, getting Jeremiah out of reserve is nice, and it does like to get Amminadab out as early as possible, because he is actually one of the biggest battle winners in this deck. As you can see here, it's a Ruth and Prophets offense. So the Ruth part, I guess, just being David, Ahimelek, and Obed, and then Amminadab in reserve here. And then the Prophets part comes in mostly with Isaiah, who makes star cards cannot be negated, but then also just some Obviously you got to get Elijah in there for the choose the blocker, and then Paul to get some drawing because we're going to be doing a lot of banding, and Noah is just good, Moses is just good, especially in rotation when a lot of stuff, or we're losing a lot of the canopy negated stuff. There's still a lot of canopy prevented, but we have some answers to that, as you'll see. So the main idea is to use Faith of Samuel, Marriage Covenant, and Gather Together to interrupt the battle and ban to a bunch of our heroes. The main ones being Isaiah to make our star cards cannot be negated, which means Amminadab cannot be negated, or ban to Jeremiah, who will toss the next evil enhancement, which will essentially make Amminadab cannot be interrupted, which he's already cannot be prevented, so it makes Amminadab effectively cannot be negated. There are a few cards that could stop him after that, or like he can't play in special initiative. They can still add to battle with something else, or they can play three woes is kind of the main thing to negate Amminadab after the fact. But if we get Isaiah in there, which a lot of times we will be able to because he's a cloud hero and a star hero, so we can get him with Emmaus Road, we can get him with Faith, we can get him with, actually no, we can't do Virgin Birth. That was one of the things I noticed during the game, is that we don't have a female hero in here to utilize Virgin Birth after we've already gotten Jeremiah and Amminadab out of reserve. So that might be something to consider, because the deck is currently at 53 right now, so maybe Virgin Birth isn't worth it. That star ability is just really good though. So anyways, that's the offense. We're doing lots of banding, lots of searching here, and you also notice that Moses is in here with a lot of territory class enhancements, so we do have to be kind of careful with that. But one trick we do have in here is Oath of Purity and Reserve to bounce Moses when we want to turn him off, and then we can put him back down later on. The awkward part about that, though, is we don't have Book of the Covenant in the deck. That was kind of one of the things that I was thinking, well, we might want to try not using Book of the Covenant and Covenant with Abraham and all that jazz to not rely so much on the first turn reserve part. That's going to be something that we're, I guess another card that took a big hit from the reserve rule, or I guess will take a big hit, is Book of the Covenant, because it really doesn't do a whole lot if you draw it on the first turn, unless you're running Tabernacle Priests or you happen to draw another Covenant, or you draw a Covenant alongside it in your opening 8. So yeah, that'll be something that will be interesting to see, is how often people are going to be running Book of the Covenant now. We decided to cut it from this deck because it's already a little bit big at 53, like you said. And yeah, which means that Exiles is really the only way to get Oath of Purity out of reserve. So if we play Moses down before Exiles comes out, then we're kind of out of luck. Odds are your opponent will try to figure out a way to negate or take or do something else to Moses, which, can be helpful and hurtful at the same time. But yeah, I guess that, sometimes you can rely on that, your opponent being like, no, I can't deal with Moses, or like, I can't allow Moses to stick around, so I got to deal with him. So I think part of what makes the offense very strong is all of these tutors that it has, Emmaus Road and Faith, to go get a lot of the key heroes. Like you can get David, Noah, and Isaiah all with either of them, and then Moses and Elijah both with Faith. Ahimelek goes to search for David, or it goes to Amminadab, or Land of Moab lets you get Ahimelek or David, or Obed too is good. It's really nice to have that negate neutrals out right away if you can, but then you do have to keep a meek hero out, which can be kind of tricky with David and Noah really being the only meek heroes. Amminadab you could play as meek, but usually you don't want to. On the defense, we're trying out a kind of splashy black defense, taking the best components from each of kind of the sub themes in black. Greeks, we got Priest of Zeus and Demetrius. Sadducees, sort of a sub theme, we get High Priest Ananias, who is pretty good, especially against a deck like this, where 2 bears is really the only thing I can play against him. Or if I do, like, Your God Will Be My God on Meek David. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, I guess we've got Noah. Noah can, play everything, but he also prevents everything. So except for Your God Will Be My God, which definitely came in handy in the tournament last weekend when I negated John's Outsiders with Your God Will Be My God after he blocked my Noah and got a D9. So that was pretty nice. I actually negated his D9 twice. Both of them were with Outsiders, one of them with my Outsiders. And I was able to do Your God Will Be My God on one, interrupt and bounce the other with, I think, Gathered Together or Faith of Samuel, or actually, no, it was Marriage Covenant, yeah, because both times I had to play something that could not be negated. It was it was kind of crazy. So deck definitely did well in the last tournament. I went undefeated. Not sure if I mentioned that. The games were kind of close, but yeah, definitely the defense here held up in rotation. All these negates are going to be pretty good. So like Stricken, Abraham's Deceit, and Seized by Riders with the interrupt and set aside. So interrupt and battle winner and cannot be negated on Demetrius. Um, so having a few more cannot be negated options might be good if I could figure out a way to get some in here. I mean, like we got Scattered Sheep, which is certainly good. Fifth Bowl of Wrath was a nice utility card that can work either way as a negate on defense or a battle winner on offense to get rid of an evil character or potentially like a shield. And then also I think Philistine Garrison is kind of underrated in rotation. I don't know. There's still going to be a lot of banding, so maybe he's not quite as good, but early in the game he can be pretty good to just have a body there that you don't necessarily need to support, but if you have some negates, then he's going to be a lot better. So that if they don't have a band, they just have a negate and win the battle sort of thing, then you can just negate it back. But yeah, the rest of these are pretty self-explanatory, I guess. So Goliath to go along with Philistine Garrison, and the Philistine sub-theme, which makes Prophets of Gibeath a little bit better because it makes it cannot be negated. I honestly don't know if I attacked with Prophets of Gibeath in the 4 games that I have played with this deck. So that might be one of the cards that gets cut, but cutting a hero when I'm only at 9 heroes in the deck, it feels a little bad, especially with the reserve rule when I won't be able to rely on Remnant or Hunter to Remnant to grab one of my heroes from reserve. So yeah, I think the fact that it kind of helps the colors overlap is makes it worth it. And I think we might see Christian Martyr and Falling Away kind of come back into the meta a little bit here. So yeah, and then Outsiders for a little bit of drawing. King of Tyrus is just kind of the big body that he is, kind of similar to Philistine Garrison, but obviously significantly more powerful. Also somewhat situational if I do happen to run into a New Testament deck. But I don't know that will happen. I mean, that won't happen too often until GOC comes out, I don't think. I mean, both John and Justin were running Revelation decks on Saturday, so that was a little awkward for King of Towers, but it worked out. So yeah, that's pretty much the deck. I talked about the offense and defense. I guess I didn't really mention the Lost Souls. It's pretty much just the standard OT Lost Soul package that I've been running with my post-exilic deck. And the dominance, pretty much the only one that I think I really have to explain maybe is Shipwreck. It could be a variety of other things like Vain Philosophy. Christian Martyr might be good just to give the defense a little bit more withstanding, I don't know, a little more resistance, a little bit more time for my offense to get things going if things were a little bit slow. But I don't know. After a few games, I don't know that would necessarily be an issue. I do remember using Shipwreck in at least 2 of the games that I've played so far, so it definitely does help once in a while against those pesky cards like Sheol and Noah's Ark that you can't hit with other answers, I guess, that only target things in play. So I don't know. I think Sheol is an okay rotation dominant. Did I say Sheol? Shipwreck is a decent rotation dominant, especially for the amount of searching that this deck does and lack of soul protection to get around that Sheol. So yeah, in reserve, I do have my own shield, which I can only grab with wages, I believe, unless I'm forgetting something. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just wages, which is another kind of tricky thing, because like if I have Moses down, then getting Sheol out is going to be pretty difficult. I've got Flying Scroll as an Endless Treasures target. Might be better to have um, something else in that slot. I can't remember exactly what the justification for Flying Scroll, if it had any other benefit other than obviously, being pretty good taking a territory class or multi-brigade character, because both of those are everywhere. Um, but I don't know, having another counter curse or idol might be pretty good, like wasting disease or something like that. Foreign Wives for Deceiver, and also for King of Tyrus, you can give it to their opponent and choose it to block with Elijah. That can be pretty good. Solomon's Dream I can get with Emmaus Road or Fountain of Living Water. Um, Possibly something else. Nope, I think that was it. Yeah, I don't have Storehouse in here, which might be a mistake, especially with all these three enhancements in here, and it would give me another way to get Oath of Purity out of reserve. So I think Storehouse definitely belongs in the deck. I just couldn't justify getting it to 54 just for Storehouse. So if you guys have suggestions on what to cut, then definitely let me know. Maybe Virgin Birth. That probably feels like the right call. But I mean, I would like to get it down to like 50 or 51. Gather Together, Light in the Darkness, both other good battle winners. Gather Together with the one I mentioned before with bouncing and banding and all that. Light in the Darkness just to deal with those pesky King of Tyrus and Red Dragon like blocks, I guess. And these two guys pretty clear why they're in here, and then Noah's Ark just for that protection. So yeah, that's the deck. I think it is pretty good with the all the interrupt and the cannot be negated battle winner potential, which is going to be kind of a big thing in rotations, like finding ways to subvert special initiative other than having cannot be negated written on the card, like a Samuel's Edict or Authority of Christ kind of thing. So that'll be pretty interesting to see how that evolves and how creative people can get to come up with other things. But for now, let's go ahead and get into the game. All right. That is quite the draw. Discard Evil Enhancement. That's our ability, so we're probably not going to use that, but we might as well use Stricken. Both rolled a 6. Alright, so he gets the juice. He goes first. Garrison right away is nice, because that gets, he might not have a band right away. Jay's deciding to go first. That makes sense. Delivered, middle my top card. Ooh, that fountain would have been real nice. And he's doing Moses. It's to shuffle any number of cards from his hand and draw an equal number. Seems pretty good. He's running the Escape Lost Souls, so he's doing some New Testament Lost Souls. That'll be interesting to see. He shuffles Moses and 2 other cards, so 3 cards total. Doesn't look like he got any more Lost Souls. It's nice that he did his star abilities first now, because that actually kind of works out, because now I can do Emmaus Road and look at his hand without him having done anything yet. So let's see what he's got. We got the others. Oh, okay. So he's going some flood business. That makes sense. But it's going to be rotation flood, so we'll see what difference it makes. He's already got Noah right away. He's got Pitch and Go for Wood right away. That's pretty nuts start for his offense, but no defense there. So Yeah, or no evil characters at least. And we're also stricken protecting decks and reserves from opponents during the next battle phase is pretty good um, against Noah. So he gets to escape. I'm gonna guess Doll is what he's gonna go for, but yeah, there it is. That makes sense. So if he has a good search ability to look, or yeah, good special ability to look, reveal, or search during the battle, he gets to search for an evil character, evil enhancement. So since he doesn't have an evil character right now, as long as he doesn't get one during his turn, which he might because he's got delivered, so he could get like endless treasures or something to do a little bit of drawing there. But yeah, otherwise, as long as we're careful not to search, or if we negate it with Paul, then we should be okay. Alright, so we give him that. I suppose I probably should have been thinking about what to discard all this time that I've had. Maybe Stricken. Yeah. I think that's what I go with right here, because he didn't have a negate, I don't think, for Seized. So if we block with Garrison and use Seized, then I think we're in good shape. Set aside a couple of his heroes. I mean, he'll have Noah's Ark, so maybe he'll put him in there. Let's see what he's got. Two Bears was a nice draw. Have a little battle winner for either of these ones here. It'll be difficult with to decide what to do with Land of Moab. So puts down his Flood Survivors, puts down the Pitching Gopher Wood, gets to play Noah's Ark, and then he has delivered to play on Noah to activate a different artifact. Although he does leave Pitching Gopher Wood active. I don't remember if I'm running Shipwreck in this deck or not. I don't think I am. Suppose I can always check right here quick, huh? I am running Shipwreck, so if I do find it, I guess you can just reactivate Pitching Gopher Wood. Yeah, it's deck or discard pile, so yeah, probably not going to do a whole lot. So yep, he does do delivered, endless treasures. Hopefully he doesn't find an evil character, but he does go for Lacking Prophecy, which I think he's just adding to his hand. Yeah. So that'll be a little bit tricky if he does find an evil character, which, oh boy, now he probably will with Lawless here. That's a little bit unfortunate. Yep, Behemoth and Conjurers. He finds Escape again. He's taking the Conjurers, so I think as long as I have initiative, it should be okay. So let's see. Lacking Prophecy came from his reserve. He probably has something in his deck that he could have gotten to if we were playing with the reserve rule. But yeah, since we're not, he was able to get Lacking Prophecy from his reserve. I'm a little surprised that Lacking Prophecy was the grab there. I mean, like, something that would have countered a little bit better, I think, would have been good. Like Wasting Disease or Golden Calf or something, but he might just not be running those. Man, he had so many tutors in his hand just to get so far ahead right away, like Offering Your Son, Delivered, and Faith, all really good. that, you know, if he had gone second, certainly he wouldn't have gotten a block because he didn't have any evil characters. But now going first, he had a chance to draw a couple cards, found a lawless. I got him an evil character, so now he does have the potential there. There's no heroes in Noah's Ark, so his rainbow is not CBN. So we're going to try going with Philistine Garrison and see what he's got. Yeah, definitely a lot better that his deck was in reserve or protected from him during this battle because he can't use Noah. So let's see if he uses the rainbow here, and then we can hopefully just negate it with Abraham's Deceit. I don't think it's really worth using the Seized by Riders at this point. Baited him into it by discarding the Stricken. So he puts him in Arc, which, yeah, seems like a pretty smart move. So now we can get the getting the rainbow back sooner. We drew Ahimelek, which is nice. I think we start off with Endless Treasures, and we could take his Noah. Then he would just put it in Arc. So I think Golden Calf is probably better here. So we'll just send that to bottom of deck, and Golden Calf should be in the deck, I believe. I think that's the only target I have in the deck here. And I think we put down Land of Moab to grab David. And then we've got Ahimelek for Amminadab. Yeah, that'll be nice. And now Ham is in reserve, so Flood Survivor's having site access. Yeah, don't forget to put this Lost Soul in the site here. And do we want to go grab anything from reserve here with Emmaus Road? Or do we want to just go straight for Jeremiah in reserve, or do we want to? Moses might be. He's not a star hero. I think we go for Jeremiah. Yeah, we put down Obed so we can attack with David, and then once we have a meek hero, then he'll be negating Dull. So we get to draw 3. Banish him. Add a Ruth hero from reserve, or we take a Ruth hero from reserve. Add David. Convert him to Meek. Take Marriage Covenant from the deck. Yeah, so Obed, yeah, He turns on as soon as conjurers, or as soon as David becomes meek. So yeah, I guess we do marriage covenant here. Can abandon, might as well abandon Obed, get a draw 1. A number of OT humans, so we don't get Paul, sadly. Do we do prophets? I think we'll do his Noah. So he does have the interrupt here, but Jeremiah tosses the next. Card in hand or territory with a human of matching brigade in deck. I think I want to do Philistine Garrison with something. Probably. Or no, actually I think I want to do Prophets with Noah in my deck. Oh, I don't think I can do Noah, but I'll get Isaiah instead. So I can't do my own Noah because I currently have his Noah in play. If I did a character in hand, then I would have been able to do that. Do I put down Moses now too? He would negate distress. Distress is already negating stuff. Noah's wife is making them CB P anyway. Do I need Noah or do I need Moses down? I think I want Moses right now. His neutrals and everything are already negated, so I'll just put down Goliath and pass. I don't really mind if he knows I have Goliath. I don't think Goliath is great against flood survivors anyway, because he's got whichever wife does the bouncing, Shem's wife, I think. So basically I just go out with, or if he goes out with someone else, I block with Goliath, and they go back to territory, then he can just present Shem's wife and bounce Goliath. So if I don't have a negate, then that's not very good for me. So if he does any searching, which he will likely do with Noah, I do have Firefoxes. Okay, he's using New Shem, which does not get around, or does not get CBP from Noah's wife. Yeah, putting Pitch and Gopher Wood on the Ark makes sense. Putting down Moses, or not. Oh, okay, yep. So he put down Moses and goes with Noah to exchange for a couple of flood survivors. He's probably going to grab Japheth, who will protect Lost Souls from evil cards, so that'll do a little, kind of poo-poos the Firefox's idea. So Shem protects Noah from lone evil characters. I mean, I could just block with Goliath here. Noah would be protected, and then the other guys would be kicked out. But I think Demetrius is better. And we can interrupt the protection on Noah. We can underdeck someone with Betrayal. Yeah, I think that's better. Oh, Japheth's wife is active, though, even though she's CBP. Shem is 5/5. So maybe if I go to betrayal on his hand. Remove from battle by Noah's Ark, so it doesn't even have to be special initiative. I think I want to just underdeck. I think I want to just do Japheth's wife. Well, I do get to draw first. So I think I just go ahead and do Hunter. Could do Exiles, or no, oh, yeah, I didn't put down Moses. Okay, we're good. I think I just do Remnant and he can instead that if he wants, but we'll figure that out. So then if he does negate it, darkness will go back, but I don't believe that I don't believe that Remnant will. So that'll go, I think it was then darkness and then these two, I think. Do I play woes here? I think I just negate Shem, which will kick Japheth back out, and then we seized and hit these two. And then if he adds Japheth's wife, then he has an opportunity to play something, but at that point I think it'll just be fine. That's, you know, what I'm gonna have to deal with, I guess. It'll make him use something, I guess. I mean, he's already used woes. I've also already used woes, but we'll see what he drew into. I don't remember what enhancements he had, if he had any before then. So I'm now a 6 something. Ooh, that kind of hurts. Yeah, so that hits my Goliath and my Garrison here. Just a little bit unfortunate. I still have Deceiver and a few evil characters in deck, but can grab Fall of Man as a Genesis artifact. That's nice. Yeah, that'll. It's tough. I guess we'll just give him Remnant. Since he already insteaded it with. He already insteaded it with Noah's Ark, so it has no effect. And he forgot to put Storehouse in the deck apparently, so unfortunate for him. Well, I can use my darkness now. If I had a way to negate pitch and Gopherwood, that would be pretty gnarly. I think I get King of Towers here because the other guys I can just grab from my with Deceiver. I don't really want Priest of Zeus right now because he's not really doing any drawing at this point. Put Woes on Japheth's wife. And oh, I guess we could have just taken Japheth's wife with Flying Scroll. Is that really our only other endless target? I think I kind of want to keep Golden Calf up right now. And so then I think the best option to rescue here is Jeremiah. Oh right, he still has Conjurer, so that makes sense. So he's going to be able to either DOU or Lacking Prophecy. Either one is okay, not the worst, but he's going to have to toss something, so we'll make him use something else at least. I don't know, maybe I should have used Endless here. I could just make him top or toss something against Jeremiah and then top deck him so that he doesn't get to play something else. Okay, so he's tossing that for 0, so it doesn't actually harm him. Yep, and then Lacking Prophecy, banish this card to shuffle all prophets. It's convenient that his Noah is set aside. Yeah, and all these 4 get shuffled, which, yeah, that kind of hurts. Kinda hurts. So we're not negating Lost Souls, which I think we want to keep doing that. Without my Oath of Purity, though, it's a little bit dangerous, but maybe he has to use something to answer that. But yeah, I don't really want him to Lawless on his upkeep with Imitate. Alright, so what enhancements would he still have for offense here? Definitely Faith Among Corruption. She can't play right now because of Golden Calf. But I'm wondering how good High Priest Ananias is here when he doesn't have the Rainbow. Oh, actually, let's see. Yeah, so it's 3 turns. So next turn he'll get Ham and the Rainbow back. Go into territory, search discard pile for blue. Yeah. It didn't. Noah's Ark and its contents from shuffle abilities and opponent's cards. So yeah, we don't get shipwreck here. So question is, King of Tyrus or High Priest Ananias? I think maybe King of Tyrus, that we're also protected from dominance, but that's also the one that he knows about. I don't think I really want to give him foreign wives to draw one. Maybe I should have, just to have a good Elijah target. Yep, guess I should have done Ananias. Oh, big bummer. Okay, well, okay, so he had Angel of the Lord. So I made him play something and then play Angel, so that works. Then we give him Darkness. That's not bad. Staying pretty even turns wise, or cards wise. Don't think there's any reason not to use that. Got a Mayhem off the top. That's pretty nice. Let's see. I think we're going to be going in with Moses here, but I think we just want to take the Flying Scroll while we have the chance. Or do we take the Japheth's wife? And by take the Flying Scroll, I mean the Conjurers. He's got seized, so yeah, I think we take the Conjurers. There's David again. That's kind of nice. So if he has another Babylonian, then, or no, Seize is just CBP regardless, so that's actually not great for us here. If he does have another character to play that on against Moses here. We have another, man, we really need like another band that David can search for and play. You can search for some, but you just can't play them. I think we just go with Paul, and then we've got two bears to back him up. If he blocks someone big, we've got Delivered. Not sure if that actually hits anything. Babylonian Siege Army. Okay, so he's negating Moses to capture him. The Babylonian Unity is what he's got going on here. Convert a male and female hero to brown this turn, so he converts Paul. I could either interrupt it with two bears, then he plays Seized to capture Paul. So I think I just let him be converted. Yeah. Because then I don't have to trade my two bears. And I'd save my Paul, which I guess is more important. I think I'm okay putting down his Conjurers. Would have been nice to have one of my bands there, but alas, here we are. And I guess I can play delivered now that okay, yeah, nothing there. I can't activate Endless Treasures again. I don't know that we really have a way to answer Rainbow here, except for Firefox's, which he did use an ability, or a search ability this turn, so we do get the full effect on Firefox's here. We do get the Lost Soul protection. We'll get to shuffle our land of Moab as well, which actually isn't great. I don't know, maybe I should have put down David as Meek to get my Obed on the working, but I don't know. It's using Offering Your Son to go grab book to activate You Will Remain. Okay, well, still nothing that hinders Firefox's. So as long as it doesn't attack with Japheth, that's fine. Okay, well, I guess he's going with Japheth. That's unfortunate. Would have thought that he would have gone with Shem because he would get better initiative. But, man. I feel like we gotta go with Outsiders and just draw here. He hasn't given us anything, any drawing for Foreign Wives in reserve. Yikes. This is not great. Do we draw two or do we draw one and underdeck something though? I think I'll draw two. Wow, nothing there. That's pretty disappointing. Okay, apparently the my Outsiders showed up as the brown and crimson one for Jay. I don't know why the Outsiders are so like messed up and lackey. But just like the names are kind of messed up. Okay, well, let's see what we can do here. Finally have some things that we can try, I guess. Noah's wife doesn't come back for another turn. I think we just keep woes on. I think we put woes on Japheth because, I mean, it'll seem like we just don't want him digging for like his Son of God and Second Coming. But really we just don't want him to protect lost souls. I mean, we also don't want him to find Son of God and Second Coming, but yeah. Let's play that. Underdeck an evil card from his hand. Probably just do seized. I don't have any females, so this actually is kind of unfortunate. Um, oh, I think we just get Jeremiah here, actually. I guess he can negate Jeremiah, and then I interrupt, and then he doesn't have a way to, yeah. Um, So yeah, the problem with going with David and just playing Angel of the Lord is that I don't have an answer to Babylonian Siege Army, and I don't have an answer to Leviathan, who would be protected from Angel of the Lord. Well, I guess I would have an answer to David or to Bab Siege Army if I went my Lord and my God. But I mean, the reason I would go with David is to grab like, um, well, I guess Emmaus Road is New Testament, so I wouldn't be able to grab that. And Fountain of Living Waters in here, that would be able to grab my, be able to grab my Solomon's Dream. That's kind of the big thing. You know, getting Solomon's Dream to get Son of God to at least get to, you know, a decent amount. You know, not just be sitting here at 1. Hopefully 2 after this turn. So my guess is he goes Leviathan and grabs, or he just blocks with, or he just gives me the Lost Soul. I guess that works too. And I'm kind of tempted to put down David as meek. Yeah. I think I will to negate his imitate. And we'll discard that. Yeah, I don't think we're getting the block here, unfortunately. Negating his prosperity is good. So that was nice choice, I guess. He's got 15 cards left in his deck, so it's reasonable that he wouldn't have one or the other by now. Oh, wait, I just looked at his hand. I don't think he had either of them, so that's good. We're negating Japheth, so okay, but he does get to draw 2 off of the releases with Arc. That's a little unfortunate. Yeah, okay, because yeah, Noah's wife and Shem went in on the same turn. I think I was mistaken on that. So yeah, I probably should have done something other than Japheth with Noah's wife. So yeah, let's see. Because she was what I tried to take with Remnant. Yeah. Man, I'm just like not. I didn't put more evil enhancements in here, right? I mean, I guess I've got like 4 of them in here. That's most of them. So, but I do get the foreign wives here. Oh, dang, he did find them. All right. Oh man. So the defense, yeah, didn't do quite as well against Flood. What other evil enhancements do we have left in here? Wow, it was really just Scattered Sheep and Wages. So yeah, if I had found Scattered Sheep, that would have been nice. Wages would have gotten me to Sheol, which would have been nice at any point in that game to hide the Lost Souls a little bit and also get the adding a character. That Faith of Noah really put me back on defense here, getting rid of both Goliath and my Garrison. And yeah, the timing on things just didn't really work out for me. Jay had a really good start and also a great deck. But yeah, to be fair, the Stricken did help me a lot to kind of slow him down a little bit and not get his Flood Survivors rolling right away. Like otherwise, he would have definitely had first turn Shem and Japheth with his Noah to be protected and getting those cards, and I wouldn't have been able to block with Philistine Garrison and the negate there. Just wouldn't have gotten it done there. Having Chronicles earlier would have been nice. If I had anything, or I definitely would have been able to play it in this battle, I think. I did have Deceiver to Foreign Wives, which was going to go. So, yeah, it's a good game, and I think that's where we're going to call it for tonight. And hope you guys enjoyed. We'll catch you later. Bye.